Now this next one is called Abduction Horror Story, and it was uploaded by our good friend Lama Arts. This was sent to us by Victor, who said, "Good to have you back, Corey." Hey Victor, while I have you, did you slice that like button? Victor, I don't want to hear that. Oh snap.
My name is Josh Roberts, and it's been a year since I was abducted.
What?
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was walking home from school. It was about 6 p.m. and there was a full moon and a chill in the air. I stepped off the bus, and for the first time, someone else got off with me. I'd never seen this new kid at school before. I could hear footsteps behind me. I took a quick glance and saw the kid walking at a brisk pace.
Let me help y'all out, alright? Because I done been in this situation before. You walking somewhere and somebody is a little too close behind you. So here's what you do. I'm giving y'all life tips. This is exactly what you do. Walking, right? You take your phone out. You act like it went off. So you walking. You notice somebody behind you, right? You're like, hey, man, he kind of close. Act like your phone going off. Hey, hello? And then when you pick up, you just... Yeah, hello? Yeah, I got a bad signal. Dude, I'm right at the corner. Oh, I see you. I'm just giving y'all tips. Otherwise, you could just turn around and put your paws up. That's not a bad option either. Turn around. Hey, what you want? Huh? And then if they really didn't want anything, then the worst thing that happened is you just yelled at a stranger. But if they there for something else, you better be stronger than me, boy. And you're not. You ain't about to kidnap me my same height and weight. Man, Shaq couldn't kidnap me. I'm biting your ear.
I thought he was following me, so I took a left, which wasn't my usual route. I looked around again and saw him take the same left.
See?
My heart started pumping and
Turn
my
around
legs
and check
started
'em.
shaking at the sound of the footsteps as they got louder and faster.
For real?
I then panicked and started running.
No, don't
I
run.
remembered a shortcut in the nearby forest to my neighborhood,
Check them.
so I ran as fast as my legs could carry me. Hey kid, wait up!
No!
Heavy voice from behind
No!
me. I tried
Leave
my
me
hardest
alone!
not to stumble on the logs and boulders in my path. I could hear the sound of sticks and leaves being broken by some fast, heavy footsteps. My legs started throbbing as the adrenaline wore off, so I took a detour towards a playground. I stopped to catch my breath, looking around for somewhere to hide. Then it went silent. I was doubtful that I lost him. I took my phone out to call the police when I spotted a local news article. Caution, there is a suspicious man on the loose.
Oh
He escaped
my
the local prison
goodness.
and assaulted an officer. Beware, he may look like a teen, but he is in his 20s. If you see him, call 911 immediately and lock your door. My mind started rushing with thoughts, and I started to panic. All of a sudden, someone started choking
Look
me
at
with their
this!
arm. I tried to fight back, but they were so strong, I didn't stand a chance. My feelings of hope began to diminish as I slowly blacked out.
Wouldn't have called me like that.
I awoke to find myself in a dark, damp room that looked like a basement. The floor was hard and cold. There were no windows, but there was a staircase and a bathroom. I tried to move, but I was tied up with a thick rope.
Yeah, I got him. How much was the deal? 200?
Listen, you gotta do a little better than that. Okay, fine. You'd better bring the right amount.
Or you'll be tied up like that kid.
What?
Dang.
Are they selling me?
Oh yeah.
The guy sounded mad and anxious
to bust
with
it wide
whomever he
open
was
for
talking
somebody.
to. Right after he hung up, he opened the door and walked down the stairs with an evil smile. Let go of me! I exclaimed as he taunted me. My arms started to fall asleep due to the tightness of the rope. He came closer to me and I spat in his face. He looked.
Savage mode. One thing I was about to say, if somebody kidnap you and they don't have a mask on, you're probably gonna die. 'Cause they ain't about to let you walk up out of there with their identity. Your best option is some sort of sneak attack.
At me in sheer rage.
Oh!
Then the doorbell rang, followed by pounding on the door. The guy grabbed some tape and shut me up before I could scream for help. He
Lick it.
slowly backed off,
Get that off
signaling me to keep quiet, and ran towards the front door.
Man, I'm licking
I
it.
looked around, trying to see what I could use to untie these ropes. I spotted a rusty, sharp edge sticking out of the wall.
Be careful.
This was my one hope. I successfully
tetanus.
got up and tried with all my might to reach it. As I was trying to cut the rope from my hands, I could hear the commotion upstairs getting heated. I managed to free myself from the ropes when I heard the front door slam.
Let's go.
The silence was terrifying.
Get the
I was
move
frozen in fear. Footsteps started coming towards the door. I choked and shuffled back to my original position, arms behind my back, wrists tightly locked together.
off. Sneak attack.
Now where were we? Said the man. He
Sneak
walked
attack.
towards me, grabbed my ankles, and started dragging me when the phone rang. He dropped me instantly and charged upstairs. I wasn't going to lose this opportunity. I untied my feet, grabbed the closest thing to me, and hid behind some boxes. Now where did you go? He said as he stampeded down the stairs. I heard him getting closer to where I was hiding. I bolted up from behind the boxes and saw him checking the bathroom. As he walked out, I struck him over the head with a pole. He stumbled and fell to the floor.
I'm hitting him again.
Red pooled around his head. I ran upstairs and out the front door. I stumbled my way to the closest house, screaming. A woman thankfully opened the door. She was shocked and fearful when she saw me. The police were called and I was rushed into the hospital. They're still looking for that man, even to this day.
This next one's called A Scary Vacation Story 3, uploaded by our good friend, Lama Arts. How you doing, Lama? Now, this was sent to us by Dario24000. So, the rest of the samurai, just for the next, 10 seconds, move. Get out of the way. Ludacris said it best. Me and Dario right now. How you doing, my friend? My samurai brother from another mother. You sent in a story, and I appreciate you for it. Lama Arts. It's been a minute since we, Lama, we got that.
During my holiday, I spent about 3 weeks in Japan. I arrived pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked. So I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby.
Okay.
Aesthetically, it was quite nice, but it did have easy access to the building, meaning anyone could come in and go to any room as they please. Plus, there was no security in sight.
Oh, that's
After
not bad.
arriving in my room, I ordered some food and watched some TV. Jet lagged from the flight, so I started to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Thank you!
About 5 minutes after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sounds started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little.
Maybe they ain't
All
footsteps.
of a sudden, the sound stopped. I looked at the light shining through the bottom of my door, and there was a shadow of a person. At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
Bruh.
As soon as I switched my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed. That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door.
What?
So I immediately turned my light on and shouted.
Who's there?
After a moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade away. At this point, I was thinking it could...
He in Japan too. Probably don't know a lick of Japanese. I'm like, Dare desu ka? Dare! Jisu wa kirei na hoteru da yo.
I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside. I glanced in both directions down the dark and slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped.
Bro.
A man emerged from the darkness and ran erratically towards me. His face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he was holding a knife in his right hand.
Close the door!
As he got closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting long, dirty hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over. I quickly slammed my door and pressed against it, praying that the man would just go away. After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone.
Oh my god.
I let out a sigh of relief and checked the peephole again. My heart started pumping faster than ever before. He was right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled,
I'm gonna kill you!
What?
I jumped back and kept my
He's
eyes
a
locked
regular
on the
white
bottom of
dude?
the door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police. As I raised the phone to my ear, I saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep, I finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo.
Thank you.
That creepy guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim, so I didn't bother locking my door that night.
What is wrong with
At
you?
12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me. I turned around to see the same guy passed out on the floor, with a knife in hand. I was in shock.
Are you?
How did he find me? I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
How you lock him
Cops
inside the
came
room?
and he was finally arrested. Let's just say I'm always going to be locking my doors from now on.
Bro, we thought you was smart in the beginning. You're like, yeah, there's no way he could know where I am. I'ma just sleep with the door unlocked. Even though it's literally zero work to lock the door. Stories from our good pal Lama Arts. Y'all know we gotta get a Lama Arts in, alright? It's called A Bus Stop Horror Story. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, I'm hungry.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one.
Oh.
I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold night and snow had just started peppering the ground.
Is that the theme?
My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed. It was
Dang.
freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing.
Alright, we gonna pause it right here. Nah. Corey, zoom in on his face. Listen. Okay, first of all, this man was at the bus stop for an hour. Sucker, you could have walked home at this point. But listen, you see a man coming towards you, it's nighttime, you outside by yourself, and he look like this. Corey, zoom in on him again. Look at this man. He has nothing to lose, okay? You got your freaking earpods in, you got your fade. He is about to rob and kill you. So you already know. You already know I got the antidote for him. If you want to try something, sir, I got the antidote for you, okay? If you want to come over here and try something, go ahead and try it. And yes, I carry this around in my book bag, all right? If I was him, first of all, I wouldn't have been sitting there for no hour. But if I was, for some reason, maybe my leg broke. I ain't about to eat these buckshots, all right?
Walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone.
Bro.
He sat down at the other end of the shelter
Look
and
at
stared
him!
at me. There was
Hey. What you over there listening to?
something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
When is the bus due?
I took out my earphones and said,
I think it's delayed because of the snow.
He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me.
Bro, get
I
up!
looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer.
Oh!
I turned to him and said,
You okay there?
He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I ran down the road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass and waited for the bus.
Bro. Oh,
I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through
are you
the glass.
serious?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
Bro, get up!
I'm warning you, stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it.
I wanted to run, but I couldn't run without my backpack.
What you got, the T-virus in there? You got freaking nuclear codes? What is in this bag that's worth your life? Bro, my baby could be in that bag. I'm hitting him with the swim move and I'm out.
Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first.
Gosh.
I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face. I tried to get a response out of
It's
him.
like a
but
bodied
nothing worked.
himself.
I called the police and paramedics and they arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment, and that was the last I saw of him.
Dang.
I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Yo, that took a sad turn. My mans was just trying to get his son back. Okay, Lama Earth with the merch. This one is called True Gas Station Horror Stories, and it was uploaded by Lama Arts. What's good? This was sent to us by Kirk, who said, "Hey, this gave me shivers down my spine. How reality works, hope you see this. Corey, I'm a really big fan and welcome back to YouTube. I hope to see you post more. I'll always support." Everybody clap that up. New Lama Arts design. Dude, I need a shirt.
One night last summer, two of my friends, Sam and Jake, convinced me to sneak out with them. We were all bored, just looking for something to do. We decided to go for a walk to a local gas station that was open 24 hours a day. The walk there was pretty uneventful. We talked about random topics and drank a couple of beers. Once we got to the gas station, Jake had to use the bathroom. When he was in the bathroom, there was a dirty, sketchy guy in there. Jake struck up a conversation with this guy. It was pretty normal, except...
How many of y'all go into a bathroom, see a dirty, sketchy guy in a corner, and then try and start a conversation with him?
The guy asked why he was out so late, and if he was by himself. Jake brushed it off as the guy was just trying to tell him to stay safe. We bought some snacks and we noticed the guy following us around while he was talking to someone on his phone. We left soon after, and on the way back, we sat on the side of the road and talked for a while.
Bro.
It was pitch black by now because there are no street lights in the area. We saw a car coming down the road, which was no big deal. We sneak out pretty often and we've never had any real problems. Cars usually just drive by. This time was different. The car spun around in the road and pulled up right next to us on the street, and two guys got...
It's time to stand up. You sitting outside, a car pulls up in front of you and stop. You're still sitting? Car stops in front of me immediately. I'm hitting my Sagat pose. Tiger! 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 Bro, you're defenseless.
This time was different. The car spun around in the road and pulled up right next to us on the street, and two guys got out. We got up and sprinted down the street. Jake and I hid behind an RV, while Sam hopped a fence. The two men looked dirty, like they hadn't showered in days. We watched the two guys for a little while, which is when we noticed that one of them had a gun in his hand.
Oh!
They looked in our direction for a few minutes before they got back into their car and drove off. Jake and I looked for Sam, but we couldn't find him, so we decided to head back home. We thought we had lost them, but on the way back we turned a corner, and those same guys were sitting in the car, waiting there. We ran through the alleyways and backyards until we lost them. Every few minutes, we saw the car driving slowly down a street or alleyway in the distance, and we would hide. Eventually, we made it back, and Sam messaged to tell us that he got followed by a different car, but he made it home safe. It's been almost a year since that night. We're always more cautious when we go out, and Sam still has nightmares about being abducted. I don't know for sure if the guy from the bathroom had anything to do with it, but we believe that he's somehow connected to it.
Bruh, you're sneaking out. What the freak is wrong with you? This one is called The Horn-Headed Man, and it was uploaded by our good friend Lama Arts. Now, this was sent to us by Junisha. Hey, if I'm saying your name wrong, I tried, huh? What you gonna do about it? Junisha said me and my brother are really big fans, so hey, tell your brother I said thank you for watching. For you guys being so dedicated. I got something for you, Junisha. I got something for you. Hold on. You guessed it. A Nutri-Grain bar. So go ahead. Junisha, take the
Moonlight peered through my window as I jolted awake. My clamorous breaths disturbed the silence of my dark room. I had just come out of a frightful dream that had me thinking it.
Pause. If you sleep with your door open, I don't trust you. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like demons and other type of monsters walk around my house as I'm sleeping, and my only defense for that is keeping my bedroom door closed.
All too real.
Just saying.
With sweat on my brow, I sat up and grabbed my water from the nightstand and took a sip from the now warmed glass.
Okay.
My hands shook as I recounted my nightmare of the horn-headed man.
Oh,
In
it's
my
a
dream,
nightmare.
I was walking through my neighborhood, the streetlights flickering as I made my way down the uninhabited sidewalk. Nothing threatening, just a walk through the midnight hours.
Well, nothing threatening yet.
A block down, I could see a figure in the distance, walking slowly towards me. His steps seemed mismatched and labored. He passed a few houses looking straight ahead, neither looking left nor right.
Bro,
His
that's
head
not
was
even
fixed on
scary.
the sidewalk in front of him. As I was getting closer to my home, I could see him slowly starting to embark on my territory. I quickly rushed to my front door and hurried inside.
I hope you step on a rock.
Through my window, I could see him walk past my property. I
Barefoot?
was thinking to myself, oh God, please have him keep going, please. He was just about to walk all the way past my front yard when he stopped.
Of course.
His body almost shifted abnormally as he turned to face my home.
Bro, look how skinny
He
he
just
is.
stood there,
I'm about to box you.
not moving, just standing there. The man bore the horned head of a skeletal goat. His body was pale and looked fragile.
Exactly.
His fingers were thin and bony.
Fragile, bony.
I thought to myself,
Get a weapon.
what does he want? Slowly, he started lifting a quivering arm and pointed right at me.
Oh, heck no.
I started to backpedal into the darkness of my house when all of a sudden he let out an inhuman screech. That's when I woke up. Too frightened to go back to bed, I turned on the television and saw that the local news for early risers was on.
Okay.
My stomach dropped and my body suddenly turned cold as I listened to the current news report.
What?
The news anchor on the television said, "Breaking news. A woman who lived on Columbia Avenue has been murdered. Local officials say that they received an anonymous phone call from the victim's home. We arrived at the house at around 12:20, and we saw the victim inside in a card which rested next to her." The sheriff held up the card.
Oh my gosh.
On the back of it, I could see the image of the horn-headed man. The officer started to read. "One down. Slowly I go." He then lifted his head back up. His blood started trickling from his eyes and mouth. I sat there shaking, and I couldn't breathe. Columbia's just 3 blocks away from me. I jumped out of my bed and ran to my window.
Where are your
Something
curtains
within
at?
me made me want to look outside. That's when I saw him.
Oh, shoot.
He just stood there, looking, not moving, just looking. The horn-headed man, his body pale and fragile, and his fingers thin and bony.
I got for them bony fingers and them frail arms. Put your paws up, buddy. Put your paws up. See, when I feel threatened, I just start getting loud. And I told y'all this before. Like, if I hear something in the corner, hey! Hey, who is that? I see some goat freaking head guy walking around barefoot, and then he stops and points at me. Hey, put your hands up! Let's do it then! Guys, so the last one for tonight is 2 disturbing horror stories. Lama Arts, I'm a big fan. We went over this, but I gotta say it every time. I'm a big fan. Please don't copyright me. Appreciate you. Okay, right into it.
Over the weekend, about 15 coworkers and myself had our company
Is this the same guy? His voice didn't drop 8 octaves.
trip to the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, known for being Stephen King's inspiration for The Shining.
No.
We took an 8 p.m. ghost tour where we joined about 15 other people to get guided around the property and told stories about its history and creepy things that are said to have happened. We were told to take a lot of pictures, I'm sure to try and capture orbs or ghosts. Many green orbs were caught in pictures, but I don't think anything is as creepy as this photo taken by my coworker. A little girl in a hot pink dress who was definitely not on our tour.
Who is that?
Apparently, years ago, a young girl who was 12 to 13 by the name of Lucy was squatting in the basement of the concert hall, which is where this photo was taken, and she was discovered upon plans to begin some construction. She was forced to leave, and the night got below freezing.
Dang.
So she froze to death. Everyone on my tour has vouched that this girl was not on our tour. I mean, who wouldn't remember someone wearing hot pink? The man pictured as our tour guide, no one would have been in front of him. I am convinced that this is the ghost of Lucy. Just one more added note, though I doubt anyone would believe me. But there was only one time throughout the tour where I felt any strange energy or feeling. And it was right there, headed down to the basement of the concert hall.
Oh. Oh, that's it. Oh, narrated by Corpse Husband. You got a nice voice, brother.
This happened a few weeks ago when I was walking home from school, excited that my freshman year was coming to an end. It was a Tuesday night when I was turning in my last essay for history. I left it to the last minute and the teacher actually made me complete it before I could go home. I hated my teacher for that. Around 8 p.m., I had finished that essay and was walking home. The rain had stopped and there was a beautiful sunset. Suddenly, I noticed something. There was a red 2016 Toyota Camry right behind me. I got goosebumps thinking it was following me. I didn't look back and started walking in my apartment's direction.
Yeah,
I wanted to go
just
to a
run.
busy road to feel safer. Just then, the car sped up, stopping right next to me.
Oh,
A
heck
middle-aged
no.
man asked me where I was headed and suggested to drop me off. I said no thanks, but the man wouldn't leave and insisted. I wanted to tell the man to just fuck off, but I took off running instead.
There you go.
I heard a loud noise and at the same time felt something I can only describe as a sharp vibration hitting my flesh.
Got tased.
I fell to the ground not knowing what happened. Out of adrenaline, I was about to get up and run again as I felt a heavy arm grab me by the mouth.
No.
Then the pain set in. I realized that I was shot.
Dang!
There was another man next to him that searched my pockets.
Oh, this
He
guy's
grabbed my
a
phone
creep.
and threw it on the ground as he
He's a
tied my legs
Snapchat.
and taped my mouth. They quickly put me into the trunk of their car and then started driving.
Oh my
I
god.
could feel that we were going very fast, and I'm sure that we hadn't stopped at all for a good 30 minutes. I was feeling my blood soaking into my shirt, which scared me the most. I was certain that I was going to die. I was thinking about my parents and what they would feel when they heard that I was missing. Then the car came to a stop. By some miracle, I heard a police officer asking for IDs and driver's licenses.
Let's go!
I wanted to yell for help, but nothing came out. Just then,
Bro, lick
I
that-
heard 3 to 4 gunshots. I heard an
Oh my gosh! Stay out there busting! Yo, first of all, if your tape is... Calm down. If your mouth is... I'm just trying to give y'all escape tactic. Y'all lick all around. Poof! That tape is gone. Help! Help! Yo, hold up.
but nothing came out. Just then, I heard 3 to 4 gunshots. I heard another cop yelling,
Man down! Man down! Shots fired!
I was begging the cop to find me. Then I heard the cop searching the car. I was feeling joy as my pain was growing worse. Seconds felt like hours. The officer then opened the car's trunk and suddenly started firing at me out of a fight or flight response. Thankfully, the bullets missed. The officer quickly caught up to the fact that I was kidnapped and injured.
And he looked like the type of cop that'd do that. Y'all know what type of cop I'm talking about, right? The one with the he got big teeth, can't even close his mouth. What's going on over here? Is everything all right? You know how fast you were going there, boy? Does anyone need help over here? You need help! Somebody need help! Sir, it looks like you need help!
He called for backup immediately, and it arrived in minutes. They placed the injured officer onto a gurney and drove off in an ambulance. Finally, when the scene was safe, they called another ambulance for me. I woke up in the hospital. The news media was everywhere. I was fine after a few days, but later learned that the officer that was shot didn't make it.
Dang.
I don't know if those men are still alive or rotting away in a prison for killing an officer. I don't want to know what would have happened if those officers hadn't stopped the car.
Dang. Chester. Horror story. I'm probably not gonna
This is a story about how I became a 30-year-old male who is secretly afraid to be outside after dark in cities.
He's agoraphobe?
I live in Manchester, in the UK,
Okay.
and it's widely regarded as a relatively safe and multicultural city. Good transport, friendly locals, and plenty to do.
Okay.
I don't live there anymore, but I'm proud to be from there, and I will always have one hometown. This took place in 2016, and at the time I was working for a company that hired me to work on contracts.
You know.
So 4, 6, sometimes even 8 months abroad, and then 2 or 3 months at home.
Oh.
So when I was home, I made sure to see family and friends as much as possible, whether it be meeting and playing video games, a drink at the bar, playing sports, or traveling together.
Okay.
The incident took place when I was on my way home after a night out drinking.
What the freak?
And I write this 4 years on since it happened. I still have PTSD from the incident, and think of this as my way of telling you all to be careful out there.
Okay.
As well as this being an opportunity for me to talk about it.
Gash on his hand.
Those who know Manchester know about its quite frankly amazing tram system. It's affordable and easy to understand.
Right.
There is a tram station right near to my apartment, just outside the city center. I had been back in the country for 7 days and had arranged to meet my friends in the city for a reunion of sorts.
Nice.
Drinking, dancing, and catching up. You know how that goes.
Yeah, I do.
It's important to note at this point that at the time there was a homeless gentleman that adopted the tram stop near my apartment as his own.
Okay.
He would always sit at the top of the stairs leading down to the platform, and whenever I used the tram, I would always see him without fail. It had even gotten to the point where we exchanged a friendly nod to each other every time.
Cool.
But this time, on the way to the city to meet my friends, everything changed.
What happened?
On any normal occasion, he would be sitting under the shelter at the top of the stairs, either asking passersby for money or just saying hello. But as I approached the top of the stairs, around 20 to 30 meters away, I saw him, and he stood up straight, almost too straight, with his chest out, just glaring right at me
I'm
in
going
the
the
most
other way.
menacing way.
Going the other way.
His brow was furrowed, his jaw was clenched, and he was breathing heavily. I could see his chest rising up and down with speed from now 20 meters away. Maybe drugs was involved or something had angered him.
Yeah.
Why me? I thought. Now, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm 6 foot and athletic, but I don't believe violence is
6 foot and athletic? Yeah, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm only 6 foot. If you 6 foot getting bullied, try again. You're doing it wrong.
I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm 6 foot and athletic, but I don't believe violence is the answer in any case.
Hey, I too, but
I'm not
sometimes you
easily
gotta resort to
intimidated
it.
at all.
Alright?
But the way this guy looked at me sent shivers down my spine. I immediately looked down after we made eye contact, and then looked ahead, because I thought maybe
Man,
it
don't
was
look
just
away.
a glance from him.
I'm looking at you dead in your
Then,
eyes.
I looked
you
back at
looking
him
at?
again, when I was even closer and his eyes were still on me.
Whoa!
This time they were wide, and he looked unhinged like he was ready to attack. I looked away again.
Y'all know what time it is.
When I get into this stance, somebody about to wake up on a drug. What you think, I'm supposed to be scared of you? Huh? Corvette.
Because at this point, I felt I had to ready and prepare myself for a potential confrontation with this guy.
Sir, get ready. Don't
When I
look
was
away,
close
man.
to him, I looked back again, and he took a step forward, watching my every move, looking me up and down
He
as
really
if he was
feeling
assessing
froggy.
my weaknesses. As I approached the top of the staircase, he was turning his head as I moved. I knew that this was not normal behavior
Yeah.
from him, or anyone for that matter. I thought I have to address this, because he's freaking me out.
You already passed
so I
him.
stopped, met his gaze, and pointed my body towards him just before I went down the stairs.
Okay.
And I calmly asked him, "Is everything okay, mate? Can I help you with something?" Nothing. I got absolutely nothing as he looked into my eyes. I could hear his fast breathing at this point through his nose, and he looked like he was having some sort of episode. So I moved on and quickly went down the stairs.
Get out of there, man.
What the f has gotten into this guy? I thought. I almost felt bad for him. At the halfway point of the stairs, I looked behind me to see him standing at the top,
Bro,
looking down.
you feeling
directly
froggy?
at
Then
me
leave.
again. I could only describe the look he gave me as bone-chilling. He looked like a predator that had found his prey. I kept moving as I didn't know if this guy had a weapon or what his intentions were at this point. When I got to the bottom of the stairs, I turned around again.
Bro.
And to my shock, he had walked 4 to 5 steps down,
Whoa.
still standing and glaring at me with the same
Whoa.
disturbed and angered look. He was clearly stalking me now.
Yeah.
I could feel my heartbeat in my ears, and sweat was forming on my forehead and palms. Luckily for me, the
that?
platform was
Oh.
very busy, and the tram I needed to catch was approaching. So I quickly immersed myself amongst the crowd of people getting onto the tram and found a seat.
Bet.
Wouldn't you know it?
Simpsons.
When I sat down and the tram started moving, I looked back towards the bottom of the staircase, and there he was, just glaring at me with this horrific,
Bro,
sinister
what?
grin on his face.
Who wronged you?
I did not feel safe. The entire journey to the city, I felt on edge, anxious, and all I could do was think about that guy. When I eventually got there, my friends automatically picked up on the fact that I seemed a little off.
Yeah.
So I told them about the situation I was just in, which they just dismissed, saying that I was probably just being paranoid and that he'll be gone by the time I get back home.
Well, why don't you come with me
I
then?
agreed with them because I realized that he is usually only there during the daytime, so I enjoyed the night. We all drank, laughed, and even met some cute girls. Before I knew it, I was hammered, to the point where I had to look at my phone with one eye closed. My balance was off, and I felt like I could throw up at any second. It was around midnight and time to go home, so I said goodbye to my friends and arranged to meet the next weekend due to the success of this one. The last tram was approaching, and I had to run drunk as a skunk to make it in time. I got onto the tram, and when I got a seat and caught my breath, I remembered what happened at the tram station on the way back to the city. I felt sober suddenly, and I was honestly on the verge of an anxiety attack, until I remembered that I never usually see the guy late at night,
Oh, you about
which
to
was
see him
comforting
tonight.
for the remainder of my journey. The tram arrived at my stop and I got off. I just stood there for a second, surveying my surroundings. The platform was empty. The skies were clear, although dark. The air was warm, and the only sounds were the nearby traffic and the tram leaving the platform. I remember it like it was yesterday. I looked towards the bottom of the staircase and the platform leading to the street, and I took a deep breath. I approached the stairs and looked towards the top.
Uh-oh.
Much to my relief, he wasn't there.
He laying
Stage
down
1
up
over.
there. So you can't see
Stage
him.
2 was easy. Get to my building, which was about 150 meters away from the stairs.
Okay.
As I slowly walked up the stairs, trying to make as little noise as possible, my heart was in my throat. All I could think about was what I would do if he was there.
Bro,
But
he's
I was
there,
drunk
right?
and I didn't think fast enough. I arrived at the top and looked to my left, and what do you know? He's there. And as soon as I look at him, his head snaps, and he's looking me in the eyes with the same terrifying look,
He's
almost foaming at the mouth
to
like he's won a
go
prize.
down.
He stands up slowly
Oh.
and turns to face his body towards me. At this point, I realized how tall he was.
Uh-oh.
About 6'2", huge gray
2
and dirty
inches on you?
beard,
Nothing.
almost skinny with a lean body type. I was almost pissing myself. So to break the tension, I just nodded at him and told him, "Good night, mate." And I walked on quickly towards my apartment. I suddenly heard a deep, hoarse voice say, "You got any spare change?" Loud and obnoxious. Which I turned and replied quickly whilst I was walking backwards.
Night.
"No, mate. Sorry.
It's all right.
Have a good night, though." And walked on again. I was free, and my anxiety was disappearing. All I was thinking about was getting to my building as fast as possible. Then, I heard what felt like the loudest, most aggressive voice ever. "Hey!" I stopped, and I turned around
Freak you
so
on.
fast because he made me jump and scared me. He was holding a knife, and it was pointed directly towards me.
Run.
The nightmare scenario was playing out now, and I held my breath as he walked slowly towards me.
Run! Oh,
I
he,
was
he kinda
definitely
drunk, huh?
sober now,
Oh,
and
no,
I
he's
weighed
not.
up the options.
Run.
I run and take a risk,
Yeah.
or I start to negotiate with him. I thought,
Negotiate?
there is an ATM nearby, I can get some money and just go home. He was around 5 meters away, with the knife pointing towards
Yeah,
me.
because you're letting him
I
walk
wasn't
towards
going
you.
to let myself die like this. He then said, "I'm going to ask you again. Do you have any spare change?"
No, I don't.
I couldn't tell whether I wanted to throw up or cry, but I had to get out of this situation. No one else was around that I could see or hear, and it was on me to get out of this. I said to him, "Look, there is an ATM." I couldn't even finish my sentence, because he had thrown the knife at my face.
Oh!
It hit me
Wow!
just above my eye, cutting me on my eyebrow, taking a chunk of skin clean off, and there was blood in my eye, partially blinding me, and there was blood all over my face almost immediately. I was blinded and breathless. I fell to one knee in shock, and I barely saw the knife in front of me on the ground through my drunken, shocked, and partially blinded state. So I reached for it as fast as I could. But it was too late. He had already picked it up and tackled me to the ground. I yelled a guttural and deep shout for help down the street as he tackled me, holding the knife. A sound I didn't know I was capable of making. But the
This dude says some. That's the only sound that will probably just come out of you in an emergency situation. You never knew you could make that sound. Did you hear what I just produced? Never in my life have I made that sound.
adrenaline was coursing through my veins now. He had the knife in his right hand and plunged it down towards my face.
Oh.
And the only thing I could do was put my hand away.
My
I screamed in pain
goodness.
as the guy was on top of me. He had put the knife clean through my hand, in between the knuckles of my middle and index fingers to be specific. I started to push back,
Get
and
me!
realizing how much stronger I was than him.
Get me!
The tip of the blade was about 5 inches from my face,
Come on.
and then a miracle happened. I heard the voices of a group of people yelling,
Hey, stop!
accompanied with their fast-running feet towards me on the tarmac. The guy's grip on the knife was weak suddenly, and he looked behind himself, clearly seeing the group approaching. They shouted again, yelling,
Get off him!
and he jumped off of me. Unfortunately for me, he took the knife with him, and ripped it out of my hands as he jumped to his feet and swiftly ran into the nearby woods. There were 5 people in total who came to my rescue. 2 of them initially chased the guy into the woods before I shouted.
No, he has a knife!
And hearing me say this, they let him go and started to call the police.
That dude look like Naruto.
This incident changed me for the better, and I wake up every day appreciating everything in my life. After the incident, I was rushed to the hospital and I had surgery to reattach the nerves in my hand 2 days later. The guy who attacked me is in prison now for attempted murder.
Good.
The police showed after the incident within 5 minutes, and full credit to them. They found the guy hiding in the woods, still holding the knife behind a tree, and they managed to subdue and arrest him on the spot. He was on a cocktail of drugs, and he openly admitted to the police that he fully intended to kill me if he had the opportunity. But this incident was simultaneously the best and worst thing that ever happened to me.
How?
The best, because I appreciate life so much more now. I talk to those I love every single day. All life is precious. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and we are all mortal. Stay safe and alert, and do not waste a moment, as you don't know who's going to be waiting around the corner.
Yo, he was speaking facts at the end, though. That was amazing. Daryl's Pond. Oh, is that the name of the story? Okay. We'll rock with it.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well.
Okay.
It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch.
Look,
There was
relaxing.
another person coming out from the trees.
Oh,
I waved
heck
at him
no!
and gave him a
Okay, I'm not gonna be pausing it today, but is that John Scarespector?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scariest here. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scariest here.
coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me.
For real?
As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said.
I
He
don't
didn't
trust
say
him.
anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
I hate that feeling.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish."
What the freak are you doing out here?
"Well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud.
Are you
I was
serious?
genuinely uncomfortable now.
Yo, look at his face. This big old pond out here. And you just want to roll? It's like when dudes go in the bathroom. It's like 50 stalls. You go to one random one, you know, somewhere down the side. And then somebody come in and come to the stall right next to you. It's all this room in here.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out.
Nah,
I was only
get away
24
from
years
me.
old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s. There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch, but
No.
by now that wasn't even on my
I'm
mind.
getting out the...
This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I just
Hey, what you doing over there? Catching a little fish?
decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
Nah,
"So,
nah.
where are you from?" I asked him.
Why is he trying to talk to him?
"Up there." He pointed behind himself, in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. "Oh, you live by Suffolk?" I asked. No, I'm not," he said.
Where do you live?
What made you decide to come out here? I said. Why not? I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up.
Leave.
His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Trying to talk to your crush. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay.
They're not doing anything, with half a smile on his face, looking either at me or in my general direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point.
Leave!
I'd go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of a pond.
Dude.
I started to row a bit closer to land, but in a
there you
very
go.
low-key kind of way, trying to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish.
Don't follow me, dude.
I was horrified when I saw he was following me.
Oh my god!
What a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, I think I'm gonna call it a day.
Yeah.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now.
What do you want?
I can't let you leave, he said.
Oh, no.
He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeans pocket. As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land, ran a whole half mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed.
Nah, I'm going to
The
a
time came
hotel.
when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake.
Oh.
I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
No! He found your house?!
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I would...
Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't look at me confused. Y'all know what time it is. My man is outside the window. It's only one thing I can do. It's only one thing I can do. Hey, you want to be outside my window? That's cool. That's cool. I got something for you. I got something for you. You want to be outside my window? You about to get this buckshot, baby boy. Now what you trying to do? I'm telling you, y'all think I be playing over here? Let somebody.
Still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it right away.
He's playing
I didn't make a
games with
sound.
him.
I crept out of the room quietly downstairs to the kitchen and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds. I called 911 like I should have earlier in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone, as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door, or even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days.
You gotta move.
So I did.
You gotta move now.
I never heard from or saw the man again. But I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows.
Thank you for
I feel
having
much
common
more
sense.
comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
Did he get killed by something else? Yo, that story was lit. Last story is called Babysitting Stories Animated.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door.
What the frick is you watching?
And looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later.
Oh my god! Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like...
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily... 10 seconds later, I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like... How
many doors is out there?
Stop. I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh my god!
I fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped.
What?
I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh!
I heard the sound of glass shattering from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to run to get Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs, as I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs.
Oh my god.
I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet reached the outside of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside.
No.
There weren't many places to hide in this room. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet. And then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Aw, sh." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down.
The police got there in about a hot 7 seconds. Let that have been Detroit, Michigan. Good luck. We'll be there in about 45 minutes.
Stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
5? Oh, this one is creepy. Why, his name is Maxie. I already know. So this first one's pretty short, first of all, but also it is Quaker's Oats, uploaded by Pilot Red Sun. Now this was sent to us by Crafty Kid Nico, and he said he thought long and hard on what to send. Nico, I appreciate you for sending this in. Thanks for following directions. All the other samurai, I'm not talking to y'all right now. I don't like this.
Time to rise and shine. You deserve an oat of the highest caliber. Won't you try my wheat?
No.
Come get some grains, friend.
No.
My barley is top of the shelf. I'm a man of my word.
What the freak are we watching? What is that? You what, mate? Next one is called A Close Call, and it was uploaded by Lama Arts. Now that one we watched last week with the crackhead pizza delivery guy making all them dumb decisions. I hope this one's better than that one. Now this was sent to us by Kudos, who said, "Hey yo Corey, how are you? Loves from Bangladesh." Kudos, I'm good. I'm chilling with my community. We watching some good horror flicks. Bangladesh though. What language y'all speak? Bangladeshian? Let me look this up. Bangladesh. I speak Bengali. All right, why does it say Bangala? Bangla. So I'm gonna be honest. That's not doing nothing for me. And dang near neither is this. How is this spoken?
আমি তোমাকে ভালোবাসি.
Oh, chief, that's a tough one. Ami tomake. I was kind of killing it at first. Ami tomake Banglalolesi. Let me see that. Let me see how to.
আমি তোমাকে ভালোবাসি.
Halaloshi. A close call.
I had just reluctantly returned home from an extended vacation trip to Japan. After experiencing delicious food beyond compare, a beautiful country, and spending time with amazing people.
Nice.
Needless to say, I was a bit depressed about coming home. On my first day back home, I went straight to my bedroom and passed out before doing anything else. Rather, I didn't have the energy to do anything else. It was probably for that reason that I failed to notice subtle hints that my home was not as lonely without me as I believed.
Uh-oh.
Hours later, I awoke in the middle of the night to the sound of scuttling noises and the floorboards creaking. Understandably confused, I got out of bed and made my way into the hallway that was connected to both the living room and kitchen. Cautiously, I crept my way through the darkness, groping the wall next to me for balance in my tired state as I trudged forward. However...
Let me give y'all a pro tip, all right? You hear something in your house, and you go to investigate. I'm not mad at you, okay? Here's where I'm getting mad at you. What if you find something or somebody? Y'all want to rewatch that? What weapon does my guy have? All right, you sloppily going down the hallway all groggy. Then what you gonna do when you see somebody in a freaking black ski mask just standing there, and now you got to do something about it? Let me tell you how I'm walking through my house if I think somebody's in it. And I can guarantee you these buckshots don't discriminate. So you could get it, she could get it, he could get it, they all can get it. It speaks one universal language and everybody understands.
Cautiously, I crept my way through the darkness, groping the wall next to me for balance in my tired state as I trudged forward. I, however, made the fatal mistake of stepping onto one of the loudest boards in the hallway, alerting whoever or whatever was lurking in the shadows of the next room. I paused, as did the entity in the next...
Is that the Grim Reaper?
Shout out my guy Berlizzi.
...room, before a whoosh of air was heard as they retreated into whatever crevice they had come out of. Taking a nervous gulp of air, I walked into the living room and turned on the nearby lamp that dimly lit up the room. Looking around, I spotted not a soul, but rather some of my furniture was disturbed. What's more, a couple of my kitchen cabinets were slightly ajar. Bewildered, but with my guard up, I went over and closed them all before readjusting my furniture, by which point I had relaxed. I chalked up the odd noises and movements to my jet-lagged brain and shrugged, deciding to just head back to bed.
Okay.
I wish the story ended there, but I was not so lucky. Before entering the hallway to my room, I saw that the large metal covering to the air vent above the couch was missing. Peering up at it, I mumbled, "What the?" before a crooked face filled with abject disdain for my existence popped into view. Startled, I fell to the ground and began crawling away, as I heard the man begin screeching incoherently as he dropped down onto the couch. I watched in horror as his joints cracked beneath his raggedy hoodie and heavily stained jeans. He stared at me, silent now, before brandishing a knife out of his back pocket and pointed it towards me.
You're done, no?
My house now! Mine! Mine!
You got it!
You left it! It's mine!
You got it!
He shouted with a slurred voice as he charged towards me. I hurriedly crawled towards my room and slammed the door behind me and locked it, as he started jabbing his blade into the door, yelling at me to die. Shakily, I called the police and sobbed as I told them what was happening. Thankfully, I was told a patrol car was nearby my neighborhood, and they would be at my house in minutes. I stayed on the phone and picked up a baseball bat just in case that deranged cretin broke down my door. A few horrendous minutes later, The police arrived, and after a quick but violent struggle, they managed to subdue the intruder. After locking him in the back seat of the patrol car, the cops investigated my house and found that the man apparently had been living there while I was gone. But not just that. Apparently, he'd been staying at my house without me noticing for a few months.
Wow.
According to the police, they found paper stuffed under the couch that was filled with nothing but incoherent ramblings about how he planned to kill me one day when the time was right. With the dates next to each entry predating my trip to Japan by an uncomfortable amount of time. Frankly, I'm happy to be alive and relieved that the situation was resolved so quickly. But still, I make sure to triple check the locks in my home after that little incident.
Bro, these are kind of stories that literally make me want to check my attic. I have the same fear. And it all started from this video I saw like years ago, where this dude like went to sleep and he would notice like food would be missing. What did my dude do? He bought a freaking camera. Tell me why this freaking woman, every night when he went to bed, she would slip out of the attic, go over to his fridge, just going crazy on the milk. And I think she like peed in a sink or something. Ever since I saw that, I'm like, yo, somebody could be in my attic. But I'm too scared to go up there. I don't want to. You know what? We about to go. We about to go. I gotta make sure. My attic. Bro, it's scary. I've seen so many movies where somebody go in the attic and get snuffed. But you know what? I'm brave now. I got y'all with me. I think I am gonna need like a freaking ladder. Bro, there's my attic right here. I've lived in this house for years. I have never been up there. First, we need a flashlight. I'm scared. I'm not even kidding. I'm scared. All right, I got the flashlight. Look at this. Ooh, you see how strong that is? Y'all ready to go to the attic? Bro, if I get snuffed, this never making it to YouTube. If somebody in my attic, I'm for real. Like, y'all about to see the whole thing. I'm about to fight for my life. And they better be stronger than me. Because if they not, they getting slaughtered right here and now. Put you right here. This is on some paranormal activity, bro. I'm gonna close that. Oh, shoot, I'm scared. Okay. All right. There's the attic right there. I'm thinking, should I turn the closet light on? No, I think we keep it off. To be honest. All right. This episode will forever be the episode where we went into the attic that I've never been in before. I actually need one of those headlamps because I'm holding a flashlight and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm scared. Bro, why is this so... Bro, it's cold air coming out. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna just give y'all the point of view. Shoot, I don't have any more steps. I'm gonna just stand on this. Next one is called A College Horror Story, and it's another one by Lama Arts. I see you've been putting in work. Now, this was sent to us by Kyrie Supreme, and he said, welcome back, my man. This is for you. Kyrie, I appreciate you for the welcome back, my guy. And I would also appreciate if you slice that like button. Kyrie. Do it. It's good to be back.
It was an early morning. My campus didn't offer housing and I lived about a half a mile from school, so I started my journey as usual while playing on my phone. I glanced up to see an old man heading towards me on a bicycle. Normally, I'd
Excuse me? You're not about to be riding a bike with a suit? Where do I even start? Where do I even start? You might as well cut them 3 strands of hair off, big fella. Why are you riding a bike at 99 years old? You got You got a suit on, riding your freaking mongoose bike. Your bow tie is purple.
step aside to let bikers and skaters pass, but he braked instead. I stopped too, wondering if there was something wrong. He walked up to me and said,
"Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you."
Get back!
I felt chills instantly. I didn't know what to think. I just looked up at him with a fearful and confused expression.
Why are you standing there?
I was gathering up the courage to tell him that I was late for class and I should go, but before I could say anything, he said,
"Get off the grass!"
Looking down, I noticed I'd stepped over towards the road and onto the grass. I stepped off slowly and he said,
"You wouldn't want to step on any bugs or get your shoes dirty now, would you?"
He raised his finger and asked me what my name was. I told him, and he replied,
"Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you."
The same chills ran through my body again, but before I could say anything, the man said,
"Get off the grass! You wouldn't want to step on any bugs or get your shoes dirty now, would you?"
I looked down to see that I was back on the edge of the sidewalk again. This had to be deja vu. He asked for my name once more. I said my name again, but he interrupted me before I could finish.
I love the Easter eggs. That's that freaking nasty Snapchat kid from that one episode.
He told me his grandchildren are down the road and needed gas money. I told him I didn't have any spare change or any change at all for that matter. He continued to ask me again and I gave him the same answer. Eventually I headed towards my school. I turned to see if he was still there, but he was gone. As I was walking, I approached the intersection. There was a truck on its side. It must have tipped over while turning the corner.
He's a ghost. Boo! It says Lama. What? You stupid Lama.
If you want to help support the channel, head on over to the brand new Lama Arts merch store. It has new stuff available like updated t-shirt designs, a mug from the Sleepover Story episode, an embroidered hoodie, a llama pin, and even a llama plushie. All of these items can be found at crowdmade.com. Links are in the description.
Hey, get your money, Lama. Your animations is beast. You deserve it. But I have a question. Wasn't that kid in college? Why do you look 12? Disturbing true Snapchat stories.
This happened a week ago. Up until a few days ago, I went to a small, local gym in my now previous New Jersey town called Black Bear Fitness.
I like the style.
One day, I had the misfortune of running into some skinny, awkward, yet creepy-looking kid, probably 18 years old. He didn't look like he belonged in a gym at all.
He don't.
I had headphones in and I was doing my set when I heard him saying something to me, but it was muffled by the music. I was already annoyed with this kid, given that he was breaking an unwritten rule of the gym. Don't try to talk to somebody when they're doing their sets.
Right! Leave my man alone!
I took my time finishing my set, and then took my headphones out to ask if he needed something. Then he started acting like I looked familiar, but right away I knew this kid was just trying some pathetic attempt at making friends. I assured him I didn't, but the kid wouldn't stop talking to me. I'll skip most of the conversation, but eventually he actually asked me for my Instagram and...
Y'all know something is wrong here, right? Look at my man Kicks.
Yikes.
That's step one. My man got some sort of sandal with socks on. Don't even stop there. My man been wearing them socks for a couple weeks now. Your hair looks sweaty. You got a long sleeve on. Take something off, man. But so far, I'm liking this. Hold up.
And Snapchat, weirdly enough, and for whatever reason, I gave them to him. Instead of just saying something like, buddy, I'm trying to work out, or I don't have social media. After I gave him my Snapchat and Instagram, however, I did kind of urge him to let me resume my workout.
Why did you give
He finally
a stranger?
seemed to get the message and walked away.
He gave a stranger.
Not without saying bye like 3 times though.
Oh, you're weird, man. You're awkward.
That night, I got a snap on my phone saying from Sean.
No.
I immediately sighed.
What do you
and said,
want?
Oh, no. Just wondering why the hell the kid would snap me.
Right.
I opened the snap, and the kid was in a...
Yeah. Yo! Somebody get that man!
Muttered the words, what the f***?
Oh. Yeah, that is...
For the record, I'm a guy, which made this even more weird.
I understand.
My thought process was, I've had enough of this loser already. I'm gonna remove him and make it clear I don't want to talk if I see him at the gym again.
Okay.
And so I did. I removed him minutes after he sent that snap.
You're done. That's it. Out.
I'm sure not even a minute later, again, a message popped up on my phone saying Snapchat from Sean.
Yeah, you gotta get blocked.
I waited a few minutes before opening it. This one was even creepier. Now the kid was sitting up on his bed.
Oh,
no smile,
hey.
more of a surprised, angry expression. The text over the image
No.
said, "Why did you remove me?"
No.
Now I went as far as to block him, meaning he couldn't snap me anymore.
Get that block work, boy.
And that was that.
We
I
done.
threw my phone on the desk and sighed out of relief.
Oh, man, that's...
Half an hour later, my phone goes off, saying Sean added you as a friend, and then Snapchat from Sean.
What?
He actually made a new account. I opened the snap and felt my heart drop. It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me,
Guys, my eyes are watering. Stuff like that really creeps me out. He sent a picture of my man's house. I'm really into creepypastas. I tell you guys that all the time. There are so many stories where like someone's talking to somebody online and then they send like a picture of their front door. Yo, that junk.
It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me."
We gotta get the 347.
The first thing I could think of was,
357.
how did he find my address? Then I realized, Snapchat made that new map feature that lets you see where your friends are.
What?
Somehow I had the balls to open the window to see outside. It was clear out there. I shut the window and the blinds and started considering calling 911.
Do it! Get the pump action!
It was the sound of taps on the window. I took a deep breath, and with one swift motion, I pulled up the blind and the window at the same time and pulled the kid into my room by his neck.
Oh!
I
Go to
punched him in
sleep!
the face a few times before he was out cold. Now
Yo,
I
man
called
handled this like a
911.
savage!
By the time they arrived, he was awake, cursing me out, promising he'd be back and kill me.
Oh my gosh. Now
The
you gotta
cops heard
move.
it all. I didn't even have to make a case. The kid was an idiot. Luckily, the timing of this worked out well, because I just moved a couple days ago out of state. Only thing that worries me, I don't want to have to make a new Snapchat account, but anytime somebody new adds me on the app, I'll never know if it's secretly that Sean kid again.
Yo, that is so creepy. That's a whole story? Next one is called College Horror Story 2, and it was uploaded by Lama Arts. How you doing, Lama? It's been a while. Now, this was sent to us by Hurricane Slayer, who said, "Don't know if you've seen this yet. I have not. Thank you for all the entertainment." No. Thank you for supporting me, Hurricane Slayer. Thank you for Samurai slashing that like button like I know you just did. And thank you for following me on Twitter, sending me this video, going out of your way to make sure that we got content for this spooky, scary Sunday. Everybody, round of applause for Hurricane Slayer. Round of applause! New merch designs. Hey, Lama Arts ain't the
Back
only
when I
one.
was in college, me and my best friend Miko heard a rumor that our dormitory was haunted. I didn't encounter anything in the 2 years of staying there, so I was skeptical.
Is he walking
I could
like
see
that
why
for?
the rumor started. Our dorm was kind of creepy, and Miko was convinced it was true. One day, I placed a hot...
I like how Lama Arts reuses characters, rather. That red hoodie dude, he got a problem with Snapchat. Some of y'all OG Spooky Scary Sunday viewers know what story I'm talking about. Y'all remember when he sent the picture?
cup of coffee in the sink and said,
If this cup magically empties itself by the time we get back from school, I'll believe you. Deal. Want to bet on it? Come on, you won't bet on it because you know you'll lose.
When I arrived home, I noticed Miko was asleep.
Could
It seemed
evaporate.
quite weird as he would normally be playing games or cooking in the kitchen. I put my bag on the table and noticed the cup in the sink. I knew it, I said to myself. I started to pour the coffee away when my phone vibrated.
Why are you calling me?
Miko. Oh,
I thought
heck
perhaps he
no.
left his phone at school. I answered.
Hello? Hey, just eat without me tonight if you're hungry. I'm still at the store getting food supplies for next week. I grabbed some coffee, I noticed we're almost out. Oh, and I tried looking for that green sauce you put in your homemade burgers. No luck though. But wait,
Oh, you tweaking!
The checkout just opened. I'll cook tonight. I shouldn't be too long. See ya.
I was confused. My eyes darted around the room as I tried to gather my thoughts. That's when I realized something.
What? Oh!
I was too freaked out at this point.
Who the frick? It was a freaking ninja on the ceiling.
Hey, I hope you're hungry. Oh.
Is he dead? What?
My name is Victor, and I'm 23 years old.
Psych!
I have a story that happened to me when I was 17 years old. I work as a carpenter at a local building company, and this happened at the period when I was a trainee for the same company.
Okay.
We were renovating a very old apartment building from around the 1960s that was going to be school classrooms for a school that had bought the building.
All right.
As many carpenters, we were working on Friday, which basically means that we started earlier the rest of the week so we could go home early on Fridays, which means it was a lot of very early mornings. So one day, I was on my way to work at about 4:30 in the morning and was walking the usual way to my bus. It was about 1 kilometer. It was through the block I was living on and then through a small path in the forest, about 200 meters.
Okay.
By this time in the morning, it was still pitch black because it was winter and I live in Sweden, so the path through the forest was like a black hole. So I grabbed my phone and put the flashlight on, an old iPhone 4S by the way, and began walking the small path.
We needed to know
About
that.
halfway on the path, I heard a crackling noise from my right and flashed my light in the direction and saw nothing.
Uh-oh.
I just figured it was an animal or something. At the end of the path, I heard the crackling noise again.
Jogging!
But this time, it was much closer.
Run.
I had always been a little paranoid in the dark, but was trying to get over it. But I began walking a little faster anyway.
There you go.
Keeping an eye behind me the whole time. When I arrived at the bus station, I sat down, waiting for the bus, and was saying to myself that I was a coward for being so paranoid about a small sound I heard. I could see the forest I walked through from the bus station because it was only about 50 meters from the station. And when I looked at the path, I saw a man standing behind a tree right under a street light, about 10 meters to the right of the path.
Oh no!
He was clearly watching me.
Oh no!
He was wearing black pants and an old light blue, almost pastel-colored jacket, like it was from the 80s. I felt a bit sick when I realized he was watching me, even though it was only for about 20 seconds.
What y'all gotta understand is, alright? They are human just like you. And at the end of the day, we got these, alright? At the end of the day, you better be stronger than me. you better be faster than me. You want to stand behind the trees? Huh? Come out then. Come out then. I ain't, bro, I'm telling you, I get crazy when I'm under duress. I'll just start screaming, B40T! It'll throw him off. He'd be like, what the freak is going on?
Before I saw the bus arriving from around the corner, I immediately felt relief when I saw the bus.
I'm telling you.
So I stepped on the bus,
act crazy if
and it was
somebody
as
followed
usual completely empty. I sat at the back of the bus and looked back at the forest
Yeah, he's still looking.
to see if the man was still there, but he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
When the bus began to take off, I heard a thud right beside my window.
What?
I quickly looked at the side and saw an arm reaching up to my window waving at me, and the arm was wearing a light blue jacket. I didn't have time to see his face because he was wearing a hood, and the bus had already taken off.
He was like, sir,
On
your
the
wallet.
way down to downtown, I tried not to think about the man, but it was so hard because it was so weird, and something like that had never happened to me before. I eventually got off the bus at my bus stop and began walking to the building where I had my working clothes and my gear. It was really close to my bus stop, so it only took me maybe about 5 minutes to walk there. When I arrived at the door to the building, I grabbed my key and was about to put it in the keyhole when I saw in the corner of my eye, peeking out from the building's corner,
how did he make it here that quick?
And the light blue jacket standing, looking at me. I quickly unlocked the door, ran inside, locked it behind me. After that, it was 2 more doors. Both needed an access card,
Hey, he
so
ain't getting
nobody
in.
without the card could get inside.
Nope.
After the first door, it was a long hallway. To the left, only lit up by a few lights in the roof, and a ring in front of you. It was the second door that
My
led to
man's
my locker in the
paranoid now.
coffee room. I ran as fast as I could. I was shaking at this time. There was no way I could think of how he could have got down here so fast. I put on some coffee and changed to my working clothes. It was completely quiet in the room. It felt like hours before my coworkers showed up. When they finally showed up,
Say, hey, Jim. Hey, man. Good to see you, brother. Hey, bring it in. Come on. Give me a hug. Yeah, I had a rough morning.
I felt the best feeling in a long time. When it was time to get started with working, we began walking towards the elevator that led up to the top floor,
like,
which
I
we
hope
were
I see
currently
that guy
working
now.
on. When we arrived at the top floor, I realized I forgot my helmet in the locker. So I took the elevator down, went through the 2 doors, and got my helmet,
Nice
and was
going.
making my way back up to the others. When I had opened the first door and was standing in the dark hallway, I froze. I heard someone whispering my name from the back of the hallway. I looked down the hallway and saw the same man, the same light blue jacket. He was standing there looking at me. Then he said something I will never forget. "You look so peaceful when you sleep, Victor," he said in a deep but shaking voice. I felt my whole world shatter when he said that. Then I ran for it. I opened the door and slammed it behind me. I ran to the elevator and smashed the button to the top floor. It felt like I was going 100 floors before I got to the top. I ran to the others and told them what happened. They just laughed at me and thought I was silly, saying that nobody can get in there without a card. I planned to call the police, but I didn't for some reason. Probably because I didn't want to look like a coward in front of the others. Eventually, I never saw that man again. I don't know if I was hallucinating or he was really there. I have no idea. But I never walked the same path to my bus again, and I always sleep with my curtains down, even to this day.
You should do that anyway. Man. Anybody that sleep with the curtains up, the doors unlocked, or the lights on, I can't trust you. This next one is called We're Watching You, and it was uploaded by one of the GOATs, Lama Arts. Now this was sent to us by Magic. I think that might be Blaze. Anyway, they said, ha ha ha, good luck. Good luck, huh? Yeah, we'll see who's gonna need good luck. Ain't gonna be me. Story by Andre Fidelia. Voices by Christian Johnston and Erica Letitia. Animated by
Okay.
Lama Arts.
Oh, okay.
This is not a narration? This is an actual story? Oh. Y'all see something? Oh, yep. Hey, listen. I don't got time for you, playboy. I don't got time for you. Don't walk towards me in the nighttime. Alright? Well, Foggy, I don't know if it's night. Better take your behind on the other side of the street. I'm gonna start acting crazy. Guys, you got plenty of options to disarm a situation like this. Do what you gotta do. Ah, my neck! You can literally do anything and people will be like, whoa, whoa. Roaches! Roaches! I'm telling you, I will act crazy. You won't want to kidnap me no more. Roaches! Roaches! What is wrong with me? Yep. You're not gonna want me anymore.
Everything okay, ma'am?
See, he trying to talk. Whoa! He needs some help.
Huh.
Why are you outside with no umbrella?
Shoe. There's no people. It's a quiet neighborhood. Maybe I'm just exaggerating.
Yeah, I mean, just getting drenched and soaking wet in the freaking rain. Sir, do you need something?
Is there something I can help you with, sir?
First of all, why are you talking to them? Like he can talk back. His mouth, look! And he talking to him like this is normal. Like, toes all out. I'm not talking to you. No shoes, no shirt, no service.
Come on, man. You're seriously freaking me out.
Whoa. Yeah, this dude having a nightmare.
Okay, alright, I get it. No one calls me on my birthday, so this is, I guess, what you decided to do instead? Listen, guys, I played enough Silent Hill, okay? This is nothing.
We're watching you.
What the hell?
You like to be seen.
Oh! You ain't catching me. Not happening. Oh yeah, he tweaking.
There's no one here. What's happening?
You're tweaking, brother. Whoa! Yo, I recognize that guy.
You like to be seen. What the f are you people talking about? Please be a dream. Please be a dream.
What? What did you eat last night?
How the hell did I get here? Where are those people? What were those people? Hello? Is anyone here?
What? See? Nah. Now y'all gotta get this RPG. What do you even do in this situation? Stop it! There's a lot of people out there. No, no, no! I knew he was about to do that.
Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video.
What?
Lama...
What? So was he just crazy?
The fat man was my least favorite customer.
He's dressed like Peter Griffin.
You could smell him come in before you saw him. Nearly 7 feet tall and at least 400 pounds. The guy had a distinct smell. Something like cinnamon and burning hair. I didn't dislike the man because of his appearance or odor, though. No. I hated whenever the customer, Brad, came in because he ate his pizza like he was going to war. Brad would settle his bulk into a corner table, then order our largest deep dish pizza to start. That was his appetizer. He liked to work his way through our hot and ready menu. If a particular item caught his attention that day, he ordered double. His mid-meal break was a triple order of crazy bread, an order of wings, and all of this was washed down with liters of Diet Pepsi.
All right.
The way
y'all be taking me off. Y'all got all this food and have the audacity to be like, I'm gonna save a little calories with the beverage. If you don't get a regular...
Brad ate, terrified children, and ran off other customers. He hit the pizza harder than the Allies when they stormed Normandy Beach.
Oh my
Globs of sauce and chunks of crust went flying in every direction when Brad chewed. It was like someone set off a hand grenade inside of a lasagna. His shirt, cheeks, and table were splattered each session before he was halfway done. Anyone sitting within a dozen feet of Brad was in danger of being struck by debris. And the sounds he made when he ate. I still have nightmares about the slurping, chomping, gurgling, moaning sounds.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Suffice to say, no one ever wanted to wait on Brad.
And then they couldn't, like, exert some type of policy, like, sir, you can eat inside, but please, watch the debris.
He visited our Little Caesars. So, as the manager, that duty usually fell onto me.
Right.
We tolerated Brad scaring away our other customers because there really wasn't a legal reason to ban him. That is, until one morning in January, when Brad waddled into the restaurant holding a small cooler, took his usual seat in the corner, and ordered every cheese pizza that we had in the kitchen. Brad, I think we've got about 80 pizzas cooling back there, I told him.
80?
How many do you actually want? 80 is a good start, but you'll need to keep them coming. I have an appetite today. What's in the cooler? Brad grinned. His teeth were awful.
Bro!
Just some toppings I brought from home. We don't really allow that. Do I need to register a complaint with Little Caesars main offices again? I sighed. Fine, whatever. Just don't make a mess. Brad lifted his cooler onto the table and started poking around inside while I walked back to the kitchen to give them his order.
Is it like some hamsters or something?
Diet Pepsi and first pizza, I nearly gagged when the smell from his cooler hit me. Inside of the box were dozens of plastic baggies arranged around a few ice packs. The baggies were smeared with a thick pinkish fluid and contained gray chunks of what I had to assume was meat. Whatever it was reeked like it was spoiled. You can't eat that, I said, setting Brad's order on his table. The food in your cooler has gone bad. Brad just smiled and popped one of the gray blobs into his mouth.
Get out. Brad, get out. We tolerated you. You flicking debris at customers. But you're not about to pop no gray blob into your mouth in front of me. We just not doing that.
Licked the pink fluid from his chin. I retreated before my stomach betrayed me.
Look how he's walking back, bro. This man is traumatized. Look how he walking back.
I retreated before my stomach betrayed me.
Sheesh.
The rest of the staff and I barricaded ourselves in the kitchen as well as we could. Every few minutes, I would run another pizza out like I was charging across a battlefield, dodging cannon fire. Brad's rotten toppings and wood chipper eating style scared away most of the customers immediately. One brave family tried to stick it out, sitting at the opposite end of the room. But Brad ended up choking on a slice of pizza, then coughing it up. The wad of dough and phlegm shot all over the tables and splattered the family. Brad started laughing, spraying more food. That was too much. I stormed over to Brad's table as the family left in disgust. "That's it. You're banned from Little Caesars," I shouted. Brad just continued to munch. "But I haven't finished." "Finish up then. Eat as much as you want and more. But after you leave today, you're banned permanently."
Nah.
Brad shrugged and thrust his empty glass at me. "Refill." The big man continued to eat for hours. I'd never seen him tear.
I mean, at the same time, the store is getting money. Like, this dude is spending like 5 times 80, $400 plus. And that's assuming those are all hot and readies, and that's before tax. They probably making more money than if he ordered a couple pizzas and left. They ain't making that much with all total customers of the day. But still, like, you're just doing too much, Brad.
Through pizza, wings, and crazy bread like he did that day. At one point, he slouched over, and I thought he was finally done.
About to die?
But then he popped up and beckoned me over with one swollen hand. I didn't know how Brad could possibly keep eating. The buttons had popped from his shirt, and his belly spilled over his legs.
This dude is an alien.
"I want to try some of my toppings warm," he said, nodding towards one of the disgusting baggies. "Toss those in the microwave for me." "Absolutely not. If you do, I promise I'll leave here in the next hour." I pulled my shirt over my nose and tried to defend against the stench and gingerly picked up the baggie with a napkin. I hurried back to the kitchen, poured out the vile gunk into a bowl, and put it in the microwave.
Even did that.
The odor was overwhelming, and I knew we'd need to air out the kitchen for days to get rid of it. I immediately regretted listening to Brad's request. Maybe it was time to call the cops and have him tossed out. "More!" I heard him yell from the dining room. "Stack them high. And I need a refill." Since I was watching the microwave, my assistant manager Bianca was the one who had to run out the next tower of pizzas and a 2-liter. The microwave beeped, and I extracted the foul contents. When the steam cleared, I nearly dropped the bowl. Not because it was hot, but because outside of the little baggies, I could finally get a clear look at the toppings Brad had brought from home. Most were unrecognizable lumps of
Is that an
pink
ear?
brown, but one object was unmistakably, undeniably the bottom half of a human ear. I placed the bowl on the counter, my face cold with shock. Before I could decide how to react, there was a shriek from the dining room. I made it to the kitchen door just as Bianca came running inside, clutching her arm. At first, I thought she'd gotten pizza sauce all over her hand. There was so much red. Then, I realized all of her fingers on her left hand except for her index and thumb were gone. Nothing but raw stumps. "He bit me!" Bianca screamed.
She done lost 3 fingers over a minimum wage job. For the rest of her life, people just gonna think she's pointing at stuff.
"I tried to put the pizzas down for him and that monster snapped." I heard the sound of falling tables and a loud crash. Not one part of me wanted to go look, but I was the manager. The staff at Little Caesars were counting on me.
Risk my life?
"Wrap Bianca's hand in a towel and keep pressure on it," I instructed one of the cooks. "You, call 911, I said to another. "We need an ambulance and the police." I took a breath and walked out into the dining room to find Brad on the floor. He'd fallen from his chair and knocked the contents of his table everywhere. He had half of a pizza in his mouth, his jaws trembling as he chewed, and he was crawling towards another pile of slices. "What did you do?" I whispered. What is wrong with you? Brad spit out the pizza long enough to laugh. She wouldn't have gotten so close to my food. You don't mess with a man's food. My food.
Dropping it off.
Where are my toppings? What are they? Friends and family. I've been saving them up for a while. For something special. Brad army crawled on his elbows, dragging his distended gut along the tiles. He made it to a nearby pile of pizza and began devouring it. His whole body looked swollen as a blood-drunk tick. The police are on their way, Brad. He nodded and started eating faster. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The man shoveled food into his jaw, swallowing without chewing. I couldn't help but stare. Once all the pizza was gone, Brad laid on his belly, licking his fingers. More, he demanded. No. More. For someone that big, Brad crawled fast. He came at me, pulling his bulk along with his bloody fingernails. I ran, tipping over a table and crashing to the floor. There was a tug at my foot. Brad had a hand wrapped around my ankle. He dragged me towards him, and I reacted on reflex, kicking out. My shoe connected a crack, and Brad jerked away. His nose bent at an unnatural angle. I said more, he growled, leaning on a table to stand up. But the table couldn't take his weight. The stand cracked when he was halfway standing, and Brad slammed into the floor, gut first. There was a horrible ripping sound, and I saw Brad's eyes go blank. He tried to rise again, but something was wrong. When he got to his hands and knees, it became clear that his body had finally burst from the pressure and the force of the fall. His stomach had a tear right around the belly button. Purple intestines and undigested pizza all spilled out into a wet pile.
What are we watching?
So hungry, Brad whispered before collapsing. They had to bring in a professional disaster cleanup crew to dispose of the body and mop up the mess. We had to close the restaurant for 48 hours. To this day, Brad's last meal remains the second or third worst shift I've ever had managing at Little Caesars.
This dude said second or third worst. That was crazy. And I know what we just watched, but I'm definitely about to get hot and ready after this. This next one is called Pizza Delivery Story 3, and it was uploaded by one of the most goated animators, Lama Arts. How you been? Now, this was sent to us by Kristen Mells, who said nothing. Wow. You didn't want to talk to me, Kristen? I could have had like a little personal moment. Actually, you know what, Kristen? I'm gonna create our moment, okay? You didn't have to say nothing. I get it. You're shy, right? You probably didn't know what to type after that. Well, this song is dedicated to you, Kristen Mells. Kristen Mills. Thank you. Yo, we haven't watched the Lama Arts in a minute.
This happened in April of 2021.
Okay.
My region hadn't been hit so hard by COVID, so most aspects of our lives were normal. I had graduated in 2020 and I needed a job. I was 18 at the time, almost 19. I wasn't studying and I didn't know what the hell to do with my life. So in March, I got a job at Pizza Hut as a delivery driver and kitchen hand.
Respect.
The night
I know some of y'all 18, 19, 20, young 20s. Y'all in that stage where it's like you graduated high school, maybe you want to go to college, maybe not. You just don't really know what you want to do. But respect to this guy and anybody who at least is working, at least is putting together a plan. It's okay to not know what you want to do, but as long as you're making moves, all right, go out here at least trying to grind something to get closer to where you want to be, much respect. You think this dude want to work at Pizza Hut sweeping the freaking dirty floors after people? But that's just a temporary situation. Let's see what happens with this guy.
It seemed normal. It was one of those days that didn't seem like anything interesting would happen, but those are always the days when the unexpected happens, you know?
Yeah.
It was around 10:30 on a Saturday night. We closed at 11, so it was just me and my boss during the last hour.
Okay.
As usual, we got a late order. It was close, and I had finished mopping and sweeping the floor, so it was no hassle. My boss was always prepared for a million orders to come at the last minute, so he asked me to do it as fast as possible.
Right.
The restaurant was located in a plaza on the main road. The traffic was consistently heavy on a Saturday, so I avoided the main road and took the side exit. Even though the plaza was in one of the busiest parts of town, this street, however, was always so dark and empty. This street was also really long, so all you could see were the traffic lights about 500 meters ahead.
Dang.
Something was confusing me though, like my eyes were playing tricks on me. There was this black shadow blocking part of the lights, and there was this metallic object shining in the light above, bobbing up and down like it was floating. As I got closer, I could see the bottom of this dark silhouette. It looked like it was walking. So I approached with caution, preparing to brake or swerve. I got close enough to see this person was dressed in a long coat with a hood similar to a cowl,
I can see.
which is unusual where I live.
Is that death?
I turned my car lights on bright and honked my horn, hoping that they'd move to the side or something. But they didn't even flinch.
Bro.
Finally, I got close enough to see that it was some asshole dressed as Death.
What is my dude honking at him for? He's on the sidewalk.
Bruh.
He's not even in the street. Like, we got Grim from Billy and Mandy over here. He just minding his business. He's just a non-driver, that's all.
Carrying a scythe. Something was odd, though. People, even if they are on the sidewalk, usually look over their shoulder at an approaching car.
I mean, they don't have to.
They didn't. As I drove past, however, this person ever so smoothly looked right into the window of my car on the driver's side. It gave me such a fright, like when people clap in your face. I passed them too quickly to see their face, let alone see what gender they were. After I passed them, I looked into my rearview mirror trying to see them, but it was so dark. I stopped at the traffic lights, and that's when I started to panic. I remember those scary clown guys who used to block people's path and tap on car windows.
They could get ran over.
So I went through the red. No one was on this road anyway. I pulled over to the side and tried calling the cops at the station, just in case some—
What? Bro, you mean to tell me this is a male Karen? At the very least, we got somebody dressed as the Grim Reaper, standing on the sidewalk, minding their business, not doing nothing. And then they just give you a quick little glance. You got a little scared because you all... If you would have just kept your eyes on the road to begin with, you probably wouldn't even seen them, much less paying like 99% of your attention to them. Now you gonna call the cops? This is crazy so far.
Somebody hits them, but no one answered. I remembered my boss told me to hurry, so I just went on with the delivery.
Deliver your pizza, bro!
I got to the house and parked on the side
Lama
of the
arts.
road, and I gave the people their pizza. It's always awkward handing over the pizza in silence, so to make conversation, I told them what I saw.
Bro, this protagonist delivering a pizza? What do you mean it's awkward? Bro, take your freaking pizza. Yeah, that'll be $17.84. Take the money, go. This dude was like... There was a guy over...
They laughed and said that it was probably someone making a TikTok. I laughed as well. I guess it was a pretty good prank.
Bro,
I got in my car and went to start it,
behind home,
but I couldn't find the keys. I checked outside my car as well, but I couldn't find them. I searched for ages, but no luck. I started to panic and kept thinking about that person I saw on the street. I jumped into my car and locked it from the inside. I almost started crying when I heard jingling. I looked to my right to see that person dressed as Death, holding my keys, staring into my window. I felt everything in my body pulsating.
Now
but I couldn't move.
We can be scared.
It was like they were staring into my soul, Eventually, I started acting on instinct. I don't remember thinking or doing it, but all of a sudden I was holding down the locks inside my car. My car is small and only has 2 doors, so I could easily reach across and hold both the locks down. They started spamming the car remote and trying to open the door. I was using all my energy to hold down those locks. I don't think I'd ever used so much effort and strength before in my life. All this time, I couldn't take my eyes off them. This person, this thing, standing over my car with a scythe. I knew that if they got in, I wouldn't stand a chance. The shadow from the hood hit their face. Was this even real? They stopped trying to get in and just looked at me. I started screaming out of exhaustion, and I became dizzy. My vision was blurred.
Bro.
There was a silence, and then about 10 dogs started barking close by. This gave me hope. While leaning on the scythe, they lowered their body and put their face only a few centimeters from the window. Finally, I could see this person had covered themselves with a skull mask. We both froze and just stared at each other. I couldn't help but look into their eyes. The eyes. There was something unnerving about them. They didn't look like they were holding in laughter, like it was a prank. Through this creepy skull mask,
no, that's creepy.
I saw that they just looked curious, like how a little kid looks at an animal in the zoo. I shut my eyes and started calling for help. I had been screaming for so long, why couldn't anyone hear me?
Bro.
I feared.
He's still in a driveway of the house he just delivered the pizza to, right? Here's what I'm about to do. Now, I got like the reflexes of a cornered cheetah, okay? He's like stretched out, got his foot on the passenger door. I'm opening the door, doing a quick spin out of the freaking car while I'm airborne, hitting a quick tatsu to close the door, running to the freaking front door of the house that I'm at, lowering my shoulder, crashing through, running up the stairs, doing a front flip into the bedroom of the family of the pizza I just delivered, landing in the center of the 2 people that are in the bed, and I'm gonna be like, the door.
What?
I'm telling you.
I remembered my phone had Google Assist. With my hands still in the locks, I tried my luck and said, "Hey, call 000." It worked.
What's that?
And my phone contacted emergency services. I could not describe the feeling I got hearing the voice of the operator on the other line. I heard the blunt jingle of keys dropping. I opened my eyes, and the person dressed as Death had disappeared. I tried looking around, but I didn't want to move. I just spoke to the lady on the line while holding the locks. She told me to keep doing what I was doing, and that she was sending the police. I waited on the line with her until the police arrived. It felt like hours, but it was only around 10 minutes. I told them what had happened. Because the person was threatening and I feared for my safety, I was required to make a formal statement to the station. They told me they'd keep it on file. The officers spoke to the people in the neighborhood, and none of them heard me scream or saw anything, and they were used to the dogs going off at night. I found my keys around 2 meters from my car. I called my boss, and the officers followed me back to my work, where I signed out. I then followed them to the police station. I called my parents, and they took my statement. It was almost 1 a.m. when it was finally finished.
Dang.
This was a couple of months ago, but sometimes it feels like I'm going crazy. It was probably some asshole messing with me, but they just looked so curious, like they were studying me. Or they enjoyed watching me feel helpless and terrified. I still do deliveries, but I never leave my keys in the car.
Should never do that to begin with. Wow, that was kind of crazy. You know, the whole time I was thinking it was like a supernatural thing. I don't know why the cloak and when he was first driving up on it, I thought it was like death. But it was a guy in a mask. If he wanted to like kill this guy so bad, why didn't he just break the window of the car? And why did he want to kill him so bad to begin with? Probably because he wasn't minding his own business. So that's all the time I got for this Spooky Scary Sunday. 10. We got a Lama arts in. We got some freaking new talent on the scene with Visionary. That freaking what was that? Transference? That one was nuts. Ended it with a social house film. I don't remember the last 10 I gave y'all, but it's been a while. I'ma need another one next week. I mean, even the one where the dude was climbing in the mirror. Some of the most professionally shot shorts we've seen. Next week, I'ma need the same. And don't be late again. We gonna have an issue if that happens again. You hear me? Spooky Scary Sunday.